Nintendo has revealed everything about Nintendo Switch 2, the successor to the Switch, packed with new features and improvements, but also controversies regarding its price, launch date, and initial games you'll be able to play. Join us to discover everything about Nintendo Switch 2. We know the most problematic and eagerly awaited detail for gamers is the console's price. Its basic bundle will cost $449, including the console with 2 Joy-Con controllers, the dock, and everything else equivalent to the original Nintendo Switch. Nintendo has also decided to release an additional bundle with the star launch game Mario Kart World, bringing this bundle's price up to $499. This marks a considerable increase compared to the $299 price of the original Nintendo Switch at launch, further balancing Nintendo's position against its competitors. Most notably, the console will cost only around $300 in Japan. But here's the big catch. If you want to import a console from Japan, you'll have to know Japanese, as it will only be available in that language. You can also import the international version in Japan, but its price will be the same as in the West. So this leaves us with 2 console bundles priced between approximately $450 and $500. This console has several features that might well justify its price, starting with its huge 7.9-inch LCD screen capable of a 120Hz refresh rate, making games look smoother than ever. It will also support HDR, meaning its brightness level can enhance color range and clarity significantly. If you want to see some HDR examples, check out our visit to the Nintendo Museum on YouTube using an HDR-compatible device. This image quality extends to TV mode. Nintendo literally described the HDMI as extreme speed, supporting outputs at 4K and HDR at 60 FPS, or up to 1440p at 120 FPS. All of this information has been officially confirmed by Nintendo. Precise official details about the chipset, presumably handled again by Nvidia, have been disclosed. We just hope Nintendo has optimized the hardware well enough to maximize battery life, which, according to the official website, ranges from 2 to 6.5 hours, depending on the game. Beyond the console itself, its controllers and accessories also stand out. The Joy-Con controllers have been given new life in Switch 2 with an improved, larger version boasting more features. The IR motion camera from Switch 1 is gone, replaced by a mouse mode on both controllers, allowing new gameplay styles on Switch 2 for compatible games. These controllers magnetically attach to the console sides, and Nintendo assures excellent fixation, so no worries about them falling off. You can also use them in mouse controls mode to navigate menus or even play one of the exclusive featured games called Drag X Drive. In it, you play basketball matches with characters in wheelchairs. Very strange, but also a pretty original way to play. The dock now has a rounded design, featuring HDMI, Ethernet for a wired internet connection, and a power supply input. This dock is slightly more complex than the original Switch dock, featuring a rear fan to cool the console when connected to a TV and delivering maximum gaming performance. The Pro controller also underwent a simple update, adding a jack cable input for audio, supporting even spatial audio headsets in compatible games. This controller also introduces 2 rear buttons for enhanced gameplay options and adds a C button at the bottom. But what exactly is this button? Nintendo took a big step by including an exclusive Nintendo Switch Online feature directly on the controller. The C button activates Game Chat, software built into the console for chatting with friends through the Nintendo Switch 2 camera and other compatible cameras. Games like Super Mario Party Jamboree will support this, letting you see other players' faces online and talk to them. This feature also helps players feel less alone by streaming gameplay among friends, displaying their gaming sessions at the bottom of the screen. An active Nintendo Switch Online subscription is required to use this feature, making it quite a bold move. While the console's menu will be nearly identical to the original Nintendo Switch, there will be exclusive games for all tastes, especially from third-party developers. Elden Ring, Cyberpunk with its DLC, and Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade headline the significant third-party releases on Switch 2. Beyond these, major titles include Deltarune's new episodes, Street Fighter VI, Hogwarts Legacy, Hollow Knight Silksong releasing this year, Bravely Default HD Remastered, and sports games from NBA and EA Sports. Nintendo emphasized that some star titles from the original Nintendo Switch will receive significant updates for Nintendo Switch 2. Games like The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and Tears of the Kingdom will considerably improve their performance, offering smoother experiences at 60 FPS, HDR compatibility for more vivid colors, and overall greater definition. Metroid Prime 4 and Pokémon Legends ZA will also benefit from these improvements, as they'll launch on both Switch consoles. Other console games will update with completely new content, like Super Mario Party Jamboree or Kirby and the Forgotten Land, adapting to new control options offered by Nintendo Switch 2. Wondering if these updates cost money? Yes, they can be purchased separately for the games you want to upgrade for $10 to $15. However, Nintendo hinted that upgrades for Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom would be free for Nintendo Switch Online Expansion Pack users, suggesting more free content might be available for subscribers in the future. Nintendo's big cards to kick off the Nintendo Switch 2 journey have been Mario Kart World, an open-world Mario Kart game with some cool new twists, but also the return of Donkey Kong to 3D platformers with Donkey Kong Bonanza. Kirby will debut on the console later with Kirby Air Riders, and Koei Tecmo will tell the untold story of Zelda in Tears of the Kingdom with a new Hyrule Warriors game. As you can see, there's something for everyone. One controversial aspect of Nintendo Switch 2 is the price of its exclusive games. On Nintendo Switch 1, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild cost $60, surpassed by Donkey Kong Bonanza priced at $70. Mario Kart World further raises the stakes, becoming Nintendo's most expensive game at $80. Looks like buying exclusive games is now more expensive than ever. Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour is a paid game that's pretty baffling. It could have been the perfect opportunity to let players discover all the new features of the Nintendo Switch 2, but Nintendo has decided to make it an exclusively digital paid game that'll cost around €10. Its purpose is literally just to show players the difference between 30, 60, and 120 frames per second. It also explains how to use and how the mouse mode works, or how the console's magnets connect to the controllers. A paid tutorial that would have been awesome if it were free, but for which Nintendo has chosen to charge a small yet significant price in its digital store. On the other hand, Nintendo has compromised on digital gaming prices for Switch 2, now $10 cheaper than physical versions in some countries. This move, along with upcoming family group game sharing options, indicates Nintendo's stronger push towards digital integration, something that might not please physical format fans. All this controversy is guaranteed. Nintendo Switch 2 will release on June 5th to show the world that it is a substantial evolution of the Switch, strongly integrated with Switch Online, with more native content and features, including even the C button for direct access to game chat. The basic Nintendo Switch 2 experience substantially increases in price, considering $449 for the console, around $80 average per game, and about $20 for annual Nintendo Switch Online, totaling nearly $600. Adding the Pro Controller and the Nintendo Switch 2 camera pushes the total price above $700. What did you think about the presentation, the features, and the games of Nintendo Switch 2? Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything about Nintendo and Switch 2, and check out our other videos here. Thanks for watching. See you next time!